we went back about 30 years and we compiled a list of all similar incidents where white supremacists, KKK, neo-Nazis held protests and clashed with counter-protesters ending in bloodshed. And what we found was no sitting president at the time specifically condemned those acts. Now, maybe it happened, but we couldn't find it. We used 3 different search engines, and there's no evidence of that. So what it tells me is that this president, President Trump, was actually the very first individual to come out and condemn in a very strong statement on Saturday. I'm looking at it here: hatred, bigotry, and violence, no place in America, regardless of color, creed, or religion, should be subjected to it. So I wonder, has the media now superimposed a brand new standard on this president? And if he doesn't hew to the exact language that they demand, then they condemn him for it. If that's the case, it seems patently unfair.
Deneen, your reaction to that?
Well, I totally agree with Greg. And listen, Sean, with President Trump, there is nothing he can do to win in any situation. He just can't win, no matter what he says, no matter what he does. And really, what's happening is that he is fighting a 3-front war. He's fighting the liberal media that takes his words and twists them around. He's fighting Democrats that refuse to work with him. And he's fighting the never-Trumpers who are trying to prove that they were right in the very beginning about everything negative that they said about the president. So he's fighting this front. Yes.
Add the deep state and add weak Republicans. He's fighting them too.
No, you're absolutely right. And so the events that happened in Charlottesville, listen, my thoughts and prayers are with those who were killed and the individuals who were injured. But it's sad times today that we're seeing our country so divided the way that it is.
And, you know, Sean, if I may just add, I just wrote a column about this. It didn't have to happen. The city of Charlottesville knew that violence would ensue. They went to a federal judge, and they asked for an order from him allowing them to put it in a different location a mile away, a larger venue where they could better protect the citizens and keep the protesters apart. They presented evidence in the form of affidavits that some of the protesters would be armed and that bloodshed would occur. This judge, his name is Glenn Conrad, a federal judge, would have none of it. He called that evidence speculative, and he refused to move the location. Had he taken the evidence more seriously, the bloodshed may not have occurred. Heather Heyer might be alive today.
Last word, Deneen.
Well, I just hope folks will pray for our country, and I hope individuals are not afraid to talk about this issue. There are people who are afraid to voice their opinions and support for the president. I hope they don't back down from the left's intimidation.
All right, thank you both, and I agree with you. This country needs to be brought together. Thank you both.
Thanks, Sean.
We have more Hannity.